Okay guys, so in this video we will be talking about the cestodes. We are going to rapidly revise what all things are important in cestode. How will you identify if a image based question is given, like it is the life cycle of which organism. Okay, so we'll start with it. Okay, so now moving on with the cestodes, it's classified into two types. One is the pseudophilidian and other is the cyclophilidian. So pseudophilidian, it includes organisms those have operculated eggs. Okay, and here you have three larvae stages. What are the names of three larvae stages? Recall with me: Codasidium, procercoid and plerocercoid. And this pseudophilidian, they have three hosts. And okay, so one is the definitive host and other two are the intermediate host. Now coming on to the cyclophilidian, they had operculated egg, pseudophilidian, so they will have non-operculated egg. They have three larval stages, they do not have any such things. Okay, they have three hosts, they have either one or two hosts. Okay, so if only one host is present, that is definitive host. If two host is present, one is the definitive host and the other is the intermediate host. Okay, so now what organism comes under pseudophilidian? So pseudophilidian, there are two organisms, Diphyllobothrium latum and you have Spirometra. And cyclophilidian, what all organism come inside it? You have other organisms like Taenia saginata, Taenia solium, H. nana, H. diminuta. Now coming on to the photo, that will help you recall and summarize like which has hooks, which has suckers. Okay, first of all, think about H. nana. Okay, H. nana, what does it name say? Like H. nana, nana means it's small, means it is smallest among all them, and it is the smallest and it has a single row. So what, it has a single row of hooks. Okay, H. nana. Okay, and it has only one host since it's the smallest. Okay, so we recall these points about H. nana. Okay, now coming about, like we talked about, this is the family of the cestodes. Okay, so see, cestodes, they are also known as the tapeworm because the body is flat like a tape. Okay, so this tapeworm, this contains 4 letters. Okay, hence all these organisms have 4 suckers, but always there is an exception to something. Okay, if you talk about Diphyllobothrium latum, it belongs to pseudophilidia. Okay, since it belongs to pseudophilidia, so you had 3 hosts. Okay, so see, now how can you remember it? Di means 2, means it has 2 suctorial grooves. Okay, so suctorial grooves were not present in other things, but it has, and 2 things are absent. So what are absent? There is no hooks and there is no suckers. Okay, so no more confusion. Now seeing which are the other organisms which won't have hook. Okay, so see, like Saginata has TA. Okay, then Dimonita has 2A, and if you see Latum also has TA, means all the organism that has a TA has set tata bye to the hook, so there are no hooks. Okay, now coming on to the next one, like for cestode, habitat is for small intestine for every one of them. Okay, now coming on to the which is the definitive host, which is the infective host, and what is the mode of transmission. Okay, so Taenia solium, so Taenia solium definitive host is human. Okay, and the intermediate host is pig, and the infective stage is the Cysticercus cellulose larva. Okay, so how will you get infection? See, Taenia solium is the ingestion of improperly cooked pork. Why? Because it was due to pig infection. And what larva will it contain? It will contain Cysticercus cellulose larva. Okay, now coming on to the Taenia saginata. Taenia saginata, in name only it comes ATA. It sounds like cattle. Okay, so definitive host is again human. Intermediate host is the cattle. And what is the infective stage? That is Cysticercus cattle bovis. So Cysticercus bovis. See, now cysticercosis, it could be due to the Taenia solium egg or maybe due to the auto-infection. So there are 5 organisms that shows auto-infection. The mnemonic is chest. Okay, but I won't complete the mnemonic today. We'll complete the mnemonic after we are done with all. Okay, so see, chest, H stands for H. nana and T stands for Taenia solium. Okay, now coming on to the next one, Diphyllobothrium latum. It, now recall what all we have read. It belongs to pseudophilidia. It had operculated egg. Okay, and it has 3 hosts. One is the definitive host, that is the human, and 2 intermediate hosts. What? One is the cyclops, another is the freshwater fishes. Okay, now this Diphyllobothrium latum, I said about the 3 stages of larva: Codasidium, procercoid and the plerocercoid, which is also referred to as sparganum larva. This is important thing that can be asked in MCQ, so recall it guys. Okay, so what is the infective form? The 3rd stage, that is the fish, if it contains the plerocercoid larva. Now see, Diphyllobothrium latum, It is due to the ingestion of raw or undercooked fish containing pleurosarcoid larva. Now coming on to the H. nana. So H. nana, there may be two mode of infection. One is the auto-infection and one due to the eggs. Okay, so what is the H. nana? I said nana is small, so it has only one host, that is definitive, that is the human. Now coming on to the other one, that is Echinococcus. So Echinococcus, we have two species, Echinococcus granulosus and Echinococcus multilacularis. For Echinococcus, must remember that the definitive host is either dogs or fox. Okay, and intermediate host is the humans and sheep. Okay, so in life cycle, if you see sheep and if you say accidental host like humans, so you can easily identify the life cycle. See, H. nana, it is due to the eggs and due to the auto-infection. Okay, now Echinococcus, it was due to the infected egg from dog feces. Okay, and how does lesion go? So Echinococcus granulosus causes hydrated cyst in the liver. Okay, so 70% cases are found in the liver, 20% in the lung, and 10% in the brain and bones. Okay, now this table will help you summarize everything that is over there. Okay, now just recall with me, guys, and I think this would make your work super easy. Diphyllobothrium latum, it is a pseudophilidia. It has three stages: codacedium, prosarcoid, and pleurosarcoid. It had three hosts. What were the three hosts? Definitive host is human. For intermediate hosts, we have two. What were the intermediate host? It was fresh crabs and the freshwater fishes. And what is the infective stage? It is the pleurosarcoid. Okay, it is the pleurosarcoid larva, the fish that has engulfed the pleurosarcoid larva. Okay, diagnosis with the help of microscopic examination or with the help of procaryotic examination. Remember, for all cystode almost, the drug of choice is praziquantel. Okay, except for if you talk about this Echinococcus granulosus, where the drug of choice is albendazole. Rest everywhere, just remember the first choice is the praziquantel. We can also give nicotinamide. Okay. Now coming on to the next one, we'll compare simultaneously Taenia saginata and Solium. Saginata, ta means it has said bye bye to the hooks, means it has no hooks, while the other one will have a hook. Okay, now coming on, so it has no hook, hence it is known as an unarmed organism. While Taenia Solium has hooks, so it is the armed scolex. Okay, both of them reside in small intestine. Okay. Now talking about eggs would definitely be a non-operculated. Why? Because it belongs to Cyclophilidia, so it cannot be operculated. Infective stage for Taenia saginata, that would be Cysticercus bovis, and for this Cysticercus cellulose. Okay, now coming on to the next one. Now coming on to the treatment. So treatment remains again the same. There is no difference in the treatment. It's again the same. Okay, now coming on to the Echinococcus granulosus. Okay, and this is important, like all the named organisms. See, Diphyllobothrium latum, it is the biggest one, and the infective stage is the fish containing the larvae. So this is also known as fish tapeworm or the broad tapeworm. Okay, and this is the largest tapeworm in man. Okay, now coming on Taenia saginata. Saginata is cattle wala, means beef wala, hence known as beef tapeworm. Now coming on Taenia solium, it is due to pig, matlab pork wala, hence known as the pork tapeworm. Now coming on to the Echinococcus granulosus, it causes hydrated cyst, hence known as hydrated worm. And what was the definitive host? It was the dog, hence known as the dog tapeworm. Okay, and so what all we need to know about Echinococcus granulosus. Okay, so again, like all the organism, this will have the hook because there is no tata bye bye to the hook, so hook is present. Eggs are similar, but it is more of oval. Okay, that does not make much of a difference. And definitive host is again dog, wolf, fox, other thing, and man is the accidental host. Okay, so how do you treat it? What happens is that there is a formation of hydrated inside, and this material, if it gets ruptured, it causes eosinophilia and urticaria. So like if you directly try to rupture, it can go to the bloodstream and will trigger the immune response. So we do not want it. So what we will do? We use a technique known as the pear. What is pear? Percutaneous means go inside, take a needle, then aspirate all the content. Okay, then it is inject. So what do we inject? Inject scolicidal agent that will kill all the scolex that is present inside. Then again you will try to re-aspirate it. Okay guys, now coming on to the Hymenolipus diminuta. So just remember, it is known as the red tapeworm. Okay, now coming on to the Hymenolipus nana. So dwarf tapeworm, it is the smallest. Nana is small. It has only one host, that is the human. Okay, and it also shows the auto infection. Okay guys, Now see, so this table is also again a summary. See, we have read almost everything. So like see, tinea solium pox. So if you consume like cysticercosis eggs that are infected, it can go to the neurological system. It can cause neurocysticercosis cyst in the brain, and it can cause seizure, neurological deficit. Okay. Now tinea saginata, I said like there are no hooks, so it is unarmed. I said you this is unarmed, while the tinea solium is armed. Okay, see, this can cause abdominal discomfort, weight loss. Again, the treatment is praziquantel. Diphyllobothrium latum. The most important point is that it causes megaloblastic anemia. Must know question like this can be asked in your MCQ for the exam. Okay. Now Echinana, it is a small organism. Infection by two way, X and auto infection, and there is no intermediate host. We talked about. Now echinococcus granulosus, I said hydrated cyst. So three sites are most common. It is liver. So liver, what will you find? You will find abdominal pain, palpable mass. Okay. Lung, what you will find? You will find cough, chest pain, and other thing. And if it leaks, it will cause urticaria and other finding. And how do you treat it? Surgical removal, and you have pair, and you have treatment with albendazole or mebendazole. Okay guys, so this is all about you need to know about cystodes. I hope this help you guys. If you find it useful, do subscribe, and soon I'll update the next part about the trematodes and nematodes. Thank you guys.